welcome back, Sword and Musketeers. Here we are, back in the workshop, as you can easily tell. And the next thing that I want to have a look at is something that came in from the auctions that I bought abroad at long distance. And it's a rather nice 1870 Mark III Snider-Enfield Carbine. I'm going to take you over it at close quarters and take you through the process that my mind goes through when I'm thinking about cleaning it up, restoring it a bit. So I will, it's fully functional. As far as licensing goes in this country, license is not required to hold it as an antique, and the caliber is what is regarded as obsolete, the caliber being 577 Snider. These Mark IIIs were made purpose-built with steel barrels, and they went off with the British and ended up in all different parts of the world. A little almost after the event edition, which this is quite common, is this Cavalry ring, which enables the rifle to be attached to the horse or the saddle or even the rider. So if it bounces out of hand or jumps out of its leather boot in the saddle, it can be retrieved without the troop having to stop or get off the ground. But these were early breech conversions to start off with. But as I say, the Mark III was built from scratch. How do we know it's a Mark III? Because it's a nice clear Roman 3 on the breech ring. And these really are the safest ones to actually use if you get to the stage of using them, because they have an improved locking up system whereby this sprung wedge will catch in the hut, in the cutout, when it's closed, and the only way of opening that is by depressing this catch on the side. So these are the safest to use, you know, not iron barrels. And quite often, as with this one, they turn up with absolutely wonderful bores. So this has got very nice, sharp bore, despite its rather beaten up looking appearance. So let's have a crawl over it close quarters. It's also unit marked. I will go back and find out what that means if I can. It's very difficult to find a match, but this one, it's got the War Department marks and then an E17 acceptance mark. Then it says R6 over A over 43. I believe 43 is the gun number. These also had a hatch for the cleaning equipment. This one unfortunately is empty, but you would have had 2 cleaning rods in there and cleaning equipment, but that was empty. But obviously the hatch is still there. But let's have a closer look. I think it's worthwhile bringing back to life. So if we work from one end to the other, have a look at the things that we are going to have to address. There is a lot of dirt and gunk on the stock, quite a few dents, service dents, but there's also this mould which has crept in. It may just be sitting on the surface, but it doesn't look very nice. Be nice to get rid of that. So the stock, I think, will probably be at least rubbed over with a burnishing cream to start off with. Let me look at the lock. The amazing thing about these is the fit here. Very good fit of steel to metal. Obviously we have the VR cipher, Victoria, Regina, and we have crowned inverted arrow over 1870 for the date or model, and obviously Enfield, who built it. There's a 2 there, could be lockmaker's number. These simply works by centre fire, pull them back one stage, and then you can open by depressing the catch on the other side, you can open the block. By pulling the block back, I'll show you from above in a minute, that helps, that ejects the cartridge. Put another one in, close it up, pull it back to full cock, and then pull the trigger, and bang, off she goes. Moving forwards, now this number, I've got to look into this. That appears a lot. You can see a little WD there at the base of the sight. Pin, War Department. It's got the correct short carbine sights on it and short ramp, so it's not been converted. This screw here was to take a leather cover, simple leather cover that literally buttoned over the sights to protect them. So when you're travelling through the bush or thickets on your horse, those sights would not get ripped out by thorns, etc. Obviously single barrel band. Now the fore end looks fine on this side, but I'll show you, well, fine minus a little bite. I'll show you what's happened on the other side. Then we go up the barrel, nice and straight, no bulges, and simple foresight arrangement. So if we flip it upside down on its back, come back to where we started, there's that thick butt plate, solid brass butt plate with its hatch. You can see more discoloration and muck. This could be a lot better. The grain's quite raised as well. May have been somewhere damp. There's the additional carbine saddle ring, so that will be attached to the leather cord to the saddle, brass trigger guard, and then there's a little loop there which in fact should have a chain and nipple protector on it, or firing pin protector. Blued steel trigger. Moving forward, there's the underneath of the 2 screws that hold the leather protection on, barrel band. Moving up to the front, all the way up, ba-bum. Now if we turn it up the other way to the obverse, once again, that icky stuff. This stock could come up a lot nicer than this. There are the screws that hold the lock on. You can see that even they have got a nice clear crow's foot War Department acceptance mark on it. That screw's not all the way in for some reason. We'll find out later. There's the release catch for the, now if we pull the hammer back, and there's the firing pin, that travels all the way through the block at an angle to come out in the centre of the rear of the cartridge. Now these were purpose built, cross hatched and sprung to allow to retract the wedge at the back, which holds it closed. The earlier ones had a far more basic system. Now there's the rifle's actual serial number, 6784, although it's upside down. As we take the piece to pieces, we'll find that number, hopefully all over everything else, and hopefully it will match. I mentioned ejection before. This bar that the block swings on is actually sprung as well. So as it comes back, it hooks the rim of the cartridge and pulls it backward. I've got a cartridge over here. Yep, so here we are. 577, it's actually a Kynoch. It's got 577.S, so it could be Schneider. In it goes by hand. Now that one's a bit large because it's been used, but then afterwards the trooper could extract it like that and tip it out, and out it would come. So as per usual, everything's Enfield inspected, and you can look up these marks and find out where they came, whether they're Enfield lock or anywhere else nearby. The chamber, the entrance to the chamber, this loading chute, is not too bad. All dirty, oily and greasy, aged, very aged grease. So there's the Mark III again, nice and clear on the Carbine sights. Turn it on its side and you get this lovely line of inspection marks. E77 War Department acceptance marks, Victoria second proof, looks like. E10 again, War Department, Victoria or viewing proof, VR, inspection proof, IP, and then finally, simply the word steel, meaning that the barrel is steel. So it's far safer. Moving up, even that barrel band is marked. Now, look at that great chunk missing out of the front end. My favourite subject, great chunks. So we'll be repairing that, hopefully with a seamless repair. And there she goes. Muzzle's not bad. The crown is not bad at all. And as I say, although I cannot very well demonstrate it, the rifling is very good. We'll have a go, see how we get on. So there we have it. Nice sharp rifling. I haven't cleaned it, I haven't run it through anything with any bore cleaner or brush. There's a little bit of pitting down this end, but the rifling is very good. So, I mean, the carbines aren't the best shooters anyway. They're good fun, they give you a hell of a kick, but if you haven't got a depth of rifling and with some edging, some sharp edges, it probably wouldn't be worth. It would just be a wall hanger, but this could be more than a wall hanger if required. So there we go, that's the little carbine. That's going to be the next job. I want to get all the others cleared out the way. Excuse the mess in the room, but that's what happens. So if you like these videos, please click like, and then you can click subscribe, and anytime the telly is getting boring, you can have a look at these historical pieces and how I think it's worth preserving them and repairing. Otherwise they're just going to fall into more and more disrepair and eventually just get thrown away, and that would be a travesty. So click like or subscribe, and have a look at the website if you like on www.buyswordandmusket.co.uk, and any comments or ideas or observations will be answered to the best of my ability. Thanks for joining me. watch out for the next exciting part, which will be the strip down.